Alright guys, welcome back onto the channel. We're back on the Endurance GT Hopper, again using the same Mercedes SLS that we used on the sketchy overtake video that I uploaded last week. The only difference is that on that video, the tune setup was by F4H Super GT. He actually has a YouTube channel. I would recommend that you check him out in case you never heard of him, which I think it's a little bit difficult, but anyways. And on this video, the tune setup is by GTR Juilliard DT. And I can tell right off the bat that this car feels a lot more drivable, a lot more stable than Super GT's tune setup. But then again, you can't blame the guy because tuning is not his specialty. So I wouldn't go with his tunes anyway if I wanted something more stable. There are guys who are really good at tuning. And one of the best ones in the community is the JSR Lee Campbell. He's one of the best tuners in the community. But anyways, back onto the race. We're in 8th place. As you can see, one guy kind of spun out and off the track. I see that there are a lot of Audis in this hopper. This seems to be one of the best cars for this type of race. And if you've never played the Endurance Hopper, basically you have a mandatory pit stop. So you need to pit stop at least once before you cross the finish line. Otherwise, you're gonna be dropped down all the way to the last place in case you don't do that. So your timing when it comes to pit stopping is crucial in this type of racing, because sometimes you can pit stop a little bit earlier in the race and that's gonna make you lose valuable time, especially so if you're racing against faster people. But then again, if you pit stop later down in the race, that might not be a good idea, because that will make people who are closer to you catching up quicker, and therefore you're not gonna have enough time to catch up back to them and win the race. But anyways, a couple people just got into the pit lanes to do their mandatory pit stops, so we're up in 5th place. We're on the 2nd lap. There are 9 laps in total for this race. In front of me there's an Audi. I'm still trying to get a hang of the car because I'm using a different tune setup, and the car feels a lot different for that. I was kind of getting used to Super GT tune setup, where you had to be really careful with your brakes and your acceleration out of the corners, because the car was a little bit finicky. But this one feels a lot more planted, so you don't need to be as careful in this regard. So this is why I'm kind of slower than I usually am. And I say that because I don't consider myself a fast Forza driver in any way. But anyways, we're still in 5th place, 2nd lap still. The Audi in front of me is keeping his pace fairly consistently, so it's kind of difficult for me to capitalize on any mistakes that he makes, because he's not making any. So he's pulling away even further. He's over 100 meters away from us, but I'm gonna try my best to not let him slide that easily. So I'm gonna try to reel him in over the next couple laps, preferably before he decides to make his pit stop. I don't remember whether I'm gonna make my pit stop before he does, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I might be doing my pit stop right now. Yeah, that's the case. So we're doing our pit stop on the 2nd lap. I don't know if that's gonna be a good move or not, because I don't know how fast the guys up front are. But as you can see, we pit stopped in 5th place, and we're gonna leave the pit stop in 8th place. So we didn't lose a lot of position, we're down only by 3 positions, so that's good. but the ninth place is quickly catching up to us, and I'm a little bit afraid that he might get to ram me out of this corner. But thankfully, he didn't come close quickly enough to have a chance of doing that. Not that he was gonna do that, but you know how Forza is, so you need to be always prepared for the worst, because there's a good chance that whoever is behind you might try to pull some of these dirty moves on you. But anyways, we're on the third lap. We're in 8th place, down from 5th place. The 7th place is a little bit over 300 meters ahead of us, so that's quite a bit of time. Even though it's not a lot in this class, it's still quite a bit of time. So I'm gonna try to reel him in as quickly as possible, or at least as much as possible within the time that we have now, and until he makes his pit stop. I believe he hasn't done his pit stops yet, so we might have a chance of overtaking him anytime over the next couple laps. So looks like the 7th and 6th place are bundled together. They're fighting between themselves, which is a good thing actually, because whenever you're battling someone in Forza or any other racing games for that matter, you're losing time basically. So if you're racing by yourself and you're not battling anyone, you're able to gain a lot more time over the people who are actually fighting for a position. So this can be a good thing for us, that they're fighting between themselves. And I just about managed to dodge that wall of tires. I almost hit that, but anyways, hit that kind of came out a little bit wrong. But anyways, the 7th guy went for his pit stop, so we took up his position. So we're up in 7th place, which is not a good turnout for us, because the guy in front of us, the 6th place, was battling with the 7th place, and now he's doing the race by himself. So if he's fast enough, he's gonna be able to pull away from us even further. So that's not a good thing for us. Let's hope that he catches up to someone that makes a mistake and lose quite a bit of time, and then they can battle between themselves and we can capitalize on that. Let's see if that happens over the course of the next 5 remaining laps of this race. I'm not sure what car the 6th place is driving though, so this might make a difference, because I know that Audis are considerably faster than the Mercedes in this hopper at least. But I don't know, I like this car. I haven't tried the Audi in this hopper yet, not that I remember at least. So I think one of these days I'm gonna try to go with the Audi to see how I do. I also know that the Aston Martin and the Jaguar are also fast cars in these hoppers, so this might be a good couple cars for us to try in future videos. There are a lot of cars in this game. There are over 700 cars without counting the DLC cars that they have been adding lately. So we have a lot of stuff to explore in the game, and so that's a lot of video material for us to explore over the next couple months into the next year, which I think is when we're gonna see Forza Motorsport 8. This year, in 2019 actually. I'm thinking ahead. I thought we were already in 2018, but we're actually in 2017 still. So in 2018 we're gonna get probably Forza Horizon 4, which I'm pretty excited for. And in 2019 we're supposed to get Forza Motorsport 8. So if things go according to plan, we should have these new entries in both franchises coming out on a yearly basis, unless something changes. But anyways, now we're in 6th place. The guy went for a pit stop, so We overtook him, but there's a guy in front, behind us. Sorry, he's yeah, he's a little bit over 300 meters behind us. Actually, more because I'm constantly gaining on him. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he got into an accident. Maybe there was a guy who uh, edged him out. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but we're managing to gain quite a lot on him. But we still haven't managed to kind of shorten the gap between us and the fifth place. So I'm hoping that we get to do that over this next lap. I'm hoping that he goes for his pit stop, so at least we manage to bring him closer and make it for a more exciting video for you guys to watch. But anyways, let's see how it turns out over this next lap. So yeah, he went for his pit stop. So I'm hoping, I don't think I'm going to be able to overtake him, but at least I want to see if we're able to get pretty close to him, just so we can have close racing going on over this sixth lap that we're about to cross the line into. But anyways, he's starting to leave the pit stop, so that's kind of dangerous because there's a good chance that I might collide with him, but that did not happen, thankfully. We're in fifth place, but he's less than 100 meters behind us, so he's pretty close. He might be even, yeah, he's less than a second behind us. So I don't remember exactly how I felt when I was racing, but whenever this happens in Forza, my heart starts pumping really hard because I get that adrenaline that Forza games usually gives me. That kind of feeling that you need to stay consistent, not make too many mistakes, not sliding out of corners because you cannot afford to waste too much time. This kind of feeling is something that I don't get out of playing GT Sport. GT Sport races, they sometimes can feel a little bit dull because usually what defines your finishing position in a race is your qualifying lap time. So if you qualify, let's say, in second place, chances are that this is gonna be the position you're gonna be finishing the race at. There's not a whole lot of overtaking going on in GT Sport races, at least not in GT Sport, at least not in sports mode. I don't know about online lobbies because I haven't played a whole lot of them. But in Forza, there's always the chance that someone might ram you off. There's always the chance that someone might slide out of the corners and lose a bit of time, and you manage to kind of gain a little bit of time over him. So, over them actually. So this makes the racing more visceral, more exciting, and that's what I like about Forza Motorsport. But it can be frustrating at times, especially so when you run against people who like to ram people off or spin people out. So this can be a frustrating experience at the same time. But anyways, we're managing to keep the pace fairly decently. But I can see that this guy is faster than I am, because even though I'm trying to be as consistent as I possibly can, this guy, in some of the corners, he manages to gain quite a bit on me. So I think it's just a matter of time before he catches up to me. So we are still in fifth place. We're maybe halfway through the seventh lap. We just have about 2 laps left to go. We have already done our mandatory pit stop. Somehow we managed to gain a little bit on him. We were just over 100 meters away from him, but as you can see, he's quickly gaining on us. Not on this part of the track though. In the fourth place, all the way up to the first place, they are way ahead of us. The first place is almost 2,000 meters away from us. So I don't think we're gonna be able to catch up to him. The first place just went into the pit lane, so this is gonna get us a couple seconds closer to him, but I don't think that's gonna be enough for us to catch up to him. Not at all. I think he's about to leave the pit stop by now. So let's try to concentrate on keeping the race consistent and maybe prevent the guy behind us from overtaking us. Let's see what we can do about that over the next 2 remaining laps. So we're into our 8th lap. This guy behind us, I think he's driving an Audi, maybe Audi or BMW. Yeah, I think he's driving a BMW Z4, actually. And I know that this car in Forza Horizon 3, if it is the BMW Z4, I know that this car in Forza Horizon 3 is a really nice car for you to try in online lobbies, especially so in races that there are a lot of corners. On a straight line, it's not that fast. There are a lot of faster cars in that class, but if the race that you're doing has a lot of corners, that is a good car because it's really fast on corners. And I believe it's the case here in Forza Motorsport 7 because this guy's catching up to us massively, corner after corner. And I just about managed to pull away a little bit on straight lines because I think we're a little bit faster than he is on a straight line. But we stand no chance on corners. So we need to keep an eye out on that. But anyways, he's just gaining and gaining on us. This is getting me a little bit tense and nervous at the same time. It feels like my heart is about to come out of my mouth, possibly because I'm kind of remembering certain glimpses of this race. So let's hope we can keep it consistent though. I don't think that's gonna be the case because this guy is really fast. But anyways, we're about to cross the line into the 9th lap, the last lap of the race. We're still in 5th place, about to lose a position, I believe. I'm glad that this guy seems... yeah, he's driving a BMW Z4, as I suspected. I made a mistake there. Got a little bit too eager to take the corner as quickly as I could, and I ended up overshooting it. So, not actually overshooting it, but making a real mistake. And he took this opportunity to overtake us. So I think from here on out until the end of the race, it's just a matter of us trying to keep as close as he is. But from here on out, it's just a matter of trying to stay as close as possible to him. And as I was gonna say, it looks like this guy was a clean racer because he had plenty of opportunities to ram me off the track, and he didn't. But as you're gonna see by the end of the race, he's not as clean as I thought. He's gonna pull a sketchy move by the end of the race that kind of got me pissed off, if I'm being honest. I felt that it was uncalled for. We were having a respectful race so far, so I didn't think there was any need for what he's about to do. But anyways, we're on to the last straight of the race. We're just behind him, 25 meters away from him, and just as I'm about to catch up to him, I kind of get out of the corner a little bit faster than he is, and he's gonna brake check me. Basically, that's such a I don't even have words to describe why he did that. He could have just crossed the finish line and he would have won the race, even though I was slowly gaining on him. But somehow he thought it was a good idea to brake check me and make me lose time. But I guess if I were quick enough, I could have dodged that and might have overtaken him in that last section, and he would have uh, to live with the fact that he could have won the race. But that wasn't the case, and I had to accept that I was brake checked. But anyways, that's part of the racing, I guess. The racing was fun, so that's what matters at the end. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Forza Motorsport 7 content, share the video with your friends and on your social media, helps me out a lot and I really appreciate the help. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.